Starting with question number 23. New edition is page number 8.62, PS River 24 edition. This is this questions in all the books, whatever edition you are having. Okay. So we have this transaction 12. Okay. Ananya, can you please read out the transaction 12 one?
Yes, ma'am. Mittal Brothers purchased 100 shawls at rupees 3,000 per shawl, allowed 10% trade discount and 3% cash discount if payment is made within 14 days. Mittal Brothers received 10 shawls of poor quality, which it returned. Mittal Brothers settled the payment in 10 days.
Okay. So, see, they given the condition for discount as 3%, okay, cash discount. So if the payment is made within the stipulated time, which is 14 days, and then they made the payment in 10 days, so they are eligible for the cash. The cash discount does not mean prompt payment, as in there and then itself. It may be within that stipulated time, so even then they are eligible for the cash discount, right? So here we have, let's calculate it that ways. So it will be your we had to pass the journal entry, right? What was the question? Journalize the following transactions. So here, we have to make the entry for the purchases, and then we have to make the entry for this thing also, returns also. And we are basically Bhushan agencies, okay? And Mittal Brothers is our customer then. Okay, so that means we are actually selling it to them. So apparently it seems to be a transaction of purchase, but actually it is a transaction of sales. Okay, so we'll do it in parts. So the first part which we have to make the entry will be 3,000 into 100. Okay, so that makes it 3 lakhs. And then you have to put the working note like this. Okay, less trade discount at the rate 10%. So that makes it 30,000. Less करने के बाद में net sales you get just 2,70,000. So first we'll have to pass the entry for the sales, because after 10 days we're talking about the cash discount and the stipulated time period. So this is on the date of sale. This entry we are going to put, the date has not been given to us, but yeah, on the date of sale. The date of sales. This entry we are going to make. So on that date, we are going to put the entry as A. It will be Mittal Brothers account debit to sales. Okay, revenue recognition principle. Whether you receive the payment or not, if the delivery has been made, then that's your sales. Sales account should be credited on that date. So that is your revenue recognition principle. Sales made to Mittal Brothers. Okay, credit sales to Mittal Brothers. Then so the B part is maybe after whatever 2-3 days, whatever it is, we don't know. So on that day, we are going to pass the entry for sales return. So that will be sales return account debit to Mittal Brothers, reversal of the above transaction. And that will be basically we have returned how many shares? We have returned 10 shares. Okay. So either you can take 10% of that, okay, 27,000, or you can basically take 2,700 into 10. Because each shawl, if we talk about the price of one shawl, it is 3,000 minus 10%. So each shawl, the cost is 2,700. See, if we buy it at a discounted price, we return it also at the discounted price only, right? If you buy something in the sales period, then the return will also be taken at the sales value only, right? Not on the actual price. So, you can say each shawl, the actual cost to us was 2,700, so 2,700 there.
Ma'am,
Yes.
along with trade discount, they had also mentioned a cash discount, right?
The cash discount is will be related to the on the date of the payment. So the stipulated time period was 14 days, and they are making the payment within 10 days. So they will be eligible for the cash discount. But cash discount, the entry will put on the date of payment, that is on the 10th day, right?
Oh.
Sales return made by
Ma'am, can you explain the B part? I didn't understand it.
this is the entry for sales return, because they are saying in the question that 10 shawls were of poor quality which it returned. So each shawl was of 3,000 rupees. At 10% trade discount, the cost of one shawl is 2,700. So the cost of 100 shawls was 2,70,000. And then if you're returning 10 shawls, 27 and 10, we are making the entry for sales return.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Okay. Then the next entry is for the payment part, right? Because they are making the payment in the stipulated time period. They were given how many days to make the payment? 14 days. Anushka, you joined late. We are doing question number 23, 12th part. Okay, Anushka?
Sorry, ma'am, I was at my coaching.
Okay. So now we're talking about the payment part. So in this, Anushka, they told us that if they make the payment within 14 days, they will be eligible for the cash discount. And they are making the payment within 10 days, right? Within 10 days. So
Okay.
on the date of payment, we are going to pass the C entry. Okay, C entry we are going to pass. And the second entry was on the date of return. This B entry was on the date of sales return.
Ma'am, do we have to write these like on the date of
Right,
return?
I'm just writing, but here you have to write A, B, and C. Otherwise,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to
A,
give
B, and C are written,
yeah,
but
yes.
the headings.
And if you have time and if you want to make it more clear, why not write there? Okay. There's no harm, but there's no
Yes,
harm.
ma'am.
But definitely, maybe in the narration, you then specify that what entry you're passing it for. That is fine, right? On the date of payment, we have the entry as now we had to make a payment of 2,70,000 minus 27,000, right? So that makes it 43,000. So
Ma'am,
finally, payment had
2,43,000.
243,000, and on this we get a discount at the rate of cash discount at the rate of 3%. Okay, so we have to get the discount on 243,000 at the rate of 3%. That makes it 7,290.
Yes, ma'am.
This much discount we will have, and the final payment which we'll be making would be 2,35,710.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the final payment. So on the date of payment, we are going to pass the entry as cash account debit. Are they paying to check or cash? Cash. Okay. So it'll be cash account debit. We are getting 2,35,710. Discount allowed account debit. Discount allowed account, because we are giving the discount to this what's the name, Mittal Brothers. Okay, so it is an expense for us. So 7,290 and to Mittal Brothers. Now we are going to give them the final credit of 2,43,000. The payment received from Mittal Brothers and cash discount allowed to them. Okay. You can make the narration shorter. No need to write stories. So in C transaction, we're talking about the discount. So They say that if the payment is made within 14 days, right, Arhan? Then we will have to give the discount to the customer. So the customer is making us the payment within 10 days. So the customer is eligible for the cash discount. So cash discount we have to give at the rate of 3%. So this was the actual sales value. This was the sales value. But then they returned also, no? They made the sales return. So this is your net sales. Obviously, if they're returning the goods, they're not going to make the payment for it. And then net sales was this figure. And then on this, we have given a cash discount of 3%. So the final payment they have made is 2,35,710. We have given them a discount of 7,290. And Mittal Brothers, so we have given a credit of 2,43,000. This is an important transaction, a little bit typical. Okay. So in exams, you can expect this kind of a transaction because 11th May, generally the question paper prepared is a bit typical at, 2-3 levels higher. So be prepared for that. So all the good transactions, keep on marking in the book. Normal ones you'll be able to do. Nothing much to revise. The transactions which you mark in the book is what you have to revise. Okay. Moving on to transaction 13. I hope everybody took it down. Can I change the sheet? 13. Sold to Gupta Shawls. We are Bhushan Agencies. Okay. You can see the name on the top. We are Bhushan Agencies. So we are selling to Gupta Shawls 100 shawls at the rate 200 per shawl on 4th January 2024. Trade discount 25% and cash discount 5% if full payment is made within 14 days. Gupta Shawls sent 50% of the payment on 14 January and balance payment on 10th February. So here Gupta Brothers is not eligible for the cash discount. See, the condition is not being satisfied because they said that we'll give the discount only if the full payment is made within 14 days. Now 14 days from 4th February will be what? Will be 18th of January. So they should have paid the entire amount by 18th Jan. But they paid only 50% by 14 Jan and the balance is paid on 10th February. So they are not eligible for the cash discount. Okay. So we are not going to give them the cash discount. So then this entry is a simple one. Okay. So the first entry, but yeah, 2 entries will pass on the day of sale and on the date of payment. So A entry on the date of sales. We'll be passing the entry as Gupta Shawls account debit. Making our debtor to sales account, sales being revenue is credited, revenues are credited, clear wala rule. Revenues are credited, sales are credited, sales returns are debited, purchases are debited and purchase returns are credited. Unless and until it's a special entry. Special entry where purchases are credited. Okay, Gupta Shawls account debit to sales account. And that is 100 shawls at the rate of 200 per shawl, but trade discount was 25%. So I can say 100 shawls multiplied by 200 minus 25% of that is how much?
15,000.
50.
15,000.
15,000. 40. One shawl ka discount kitna hua? 200 pe 25% is 50 rupees, right? So this makes a total amount as 15,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Shawls into per piece price is 150. So trade discount is not recorded. So we have deducted the price and with that figure only we make the entry. And B, on the date of payment, here we have 2 dates of payments, right? But the thing is that they are not going to get the this thing cash discount. So on 14th Jan, the payment is received 50%, so 7,500. So cash account debit to Gupta Shawls is 7,500, 7,500. And the same entry will be repeated This is 14th Jan, and this entry will be repeated on 10th Feb as well. Same entry will be repeated. Cash account debit to Gupta Shaw's account. 7,500, 7,500. The same entry is being repeated, right?
Ma'am, can you please explain all three again? I'm a little confused.
What are you confused? I mean, what part exactly?
Ma'am, like the on the day of payment, those transactions that we've journalized, can you please explain them again?
Yeah. Okay, just read out the question.
Sold to Gupta Shawls 100 shawls at rupees 200 per shawl on 4th January 2024. Trade discount 25% and cash discount 5% if full payment is made within 14 days. Gupta Shawls sent 50% of the payment on 14th January 2024 and balance payment on 10th February 2024.
So are they eligible for the cash discount?
Sorry, ma'am.
Are they eligible for the cash discount according to the condition given?
Yes, ma'am, they are.
How?
Ma'am, within 14 days.
So what was the date of sale?
For the date of sale is 4th January and payment was on 14th January. So that's just 10 days, right?
Yeah, but what about, read it again, trade discount wala condition? See, it is interpretation of English rather than accountancy, okay? Whether the cash discount, they're eligible or not. So you have to read the language carefully, right? Read it again, Kavishi, read it for yourself maybe. We're just waiting. Read it for yourself, whether they are eligible for cash discount or not.
Okay, ma'am, is it because the balance payment is made much
Yes.
later?
Written full
It's not
payment. Full payment is to be made within 14 days, right? And they
Yes,
are not
ma'am.
making it within, now 14 days from 4th January turns out to be 18th Jan. And they're making the final payment on 10th Feb. So the condition not being fulfilled, not eligible for the cash discount. So we have taken the normal discount, 50% and 50% on another date, whenever they're making the payment. So, see, bacho, the stories can be different in every question. You have to go by the story. Okay, it is not accountancy, but the terms and conditions which you have to understand. Right, Kavishi?
Yes.
So you have to read the question carefully. That is it. No concept involved in it. The only decision was whether cash discount will be given or not given. So here the cash discount will not be given. The condition not being satisfied. Moving on to question number 22. Quickly on to question number 22. Page number 8.61. I hope everybody has the books or the questions. If somebody doesn't have, let me know. Okay. So from the following transactions, journalize the following transactions in the books of RK and Company, Messrs. RK and Company. So we are passing these entries in the books of, you have to put on the top of journal, you have to put the heading in the books of. And then you have to draw the format of the journal, right? So the first entry, purchase goods of list price 20,000. Now here, please make sure that you're putting all your working notes on one side. Okay, please, again and again, I'm repeating, in your exams, in your school tests, don't mix the solution and the working note. Keep them separate. Maybe a separate page if you can assess how much space will be required, or maybe on the side you can do the rough work and you can prepare your journal format. Right? So be very neat and systematic. If you put question number 22 here, then your solution should start from here itself. The first two pages are working notes and then your solution is starting, or you're passing one journal entry, then working note, one journal entry, working note, no, on the side. So purchase goods of list price 20,000 from Vishal at 20% trade discount against check payment, right? So they're talking only about the trade discount for you, and always the discount on the list price is trade discount. Okay, so this is a simple entry of purchases. So purchases account debit to bank, because we're making the payment check. Very good. And the amount would be 20,000 minus 20%. So that makes it 4,000. So it will be 16,000 and 16,000. Don't put the amounts over here like this, what I'm showing. If you have any this thing, you can always show it on the left hand side. Okay, but here on the right hand side, you have to put the amounts on. Okay, and then you can write the narration. Purchases made at 20% trade discount. Okay. Purchases made at 20% trade discount. Second entry. Purchase goods of list price 20,000 from Naman at 15% trade discount against cash. This is again simple. Purchases account debit to cash, and you have to take the trade discount into consideration. So it is 20,000 minus 15% of 20,000, which is 3,000. That makes it 17,000 and 17,000. Third entry. Purchases, goods, purchase goods. Because this is all purchase of goods, so we are writing it purchases. Purchase goods of list price 30,000 from Amrit at 20% trade discount. So again, this is the same transaction. What is the difference? Priyanka, can you tell me what will be the entry? No, that is the difference in the transaction. See, all the transactions are similar, but all are different. In first, you have credited back. In second, you have credited cash. In third, you have to credit Amrit. It is a credit transaction, right? So this will be 24,000. So amount ही calculate कर दिया, journal entry नहीं है सही, तो गलत हो जाएगा प्रियंका. Okay, don't be in a hurry to make the calculation. Okay, be careful. So this is a credit transaction. So you can see the difference in all the three transactions, all of similar nature. One may payment through bank, one may payment through cash, one may it's a credit purchase. Okay, trade discount is available on the credit purchases also, no? Cash discount is available only on the cash purchases, basically. That too within the stipulated time. Okay, moving on to the fourth transaction. I hope clear to all. Any doubts? Let me know. Arhan, clear? Your mic not still repaired, huh? Fourth transaction. Arhan. Purchased goods from Hari and Company of list price 40,000 for 35,000 against cash. Now here you may have confusion, bachcho, whether this is a cash discount or a trade discount. Now this is a trade discount. Why? Because it is linked with the list price. Okay, because they have specifically mentioned this word list price, right? So please make a note here. You will have to assume this discount as your trade discount. So it will be, yes, Sukriti, what will be the entry? Yes, to cash account and right. Perfect. So we are not specifying the discount. Why? Because this is a trade discount relating to the list price. And we know the first discount given is your trade discount. Goods purchased from Amrit of list price 10,000 return. Now the fifth transaction is relating to your third transaction. So we have to make the reversal of the entry. Okay, but then it is the list price. Okay, so it is not possible, but please listen to me carefully, that you purchase any item at a discounted price and then you return at MRP. This is not possible, right? If we go and shop in the discount period, which is going on right now, discount sale, if we purchase it at discounted price, then we'll return it also at the discounted price. No, we cannot return it at the full price. So in the Amritwala transaction, go to transaction number 3. Go back to transaction number 3. How much was the discount? 20% was the trade discount. So the return will also happen at 20% discount. So this transaction would be at 20% discount. Okay, so here the amount is important. So the entry would be purchase return is credited, so Amrit would be debited. Amrit account debited to purchase return or return outwards. To purchases return, which are also known as return outwards. And the amount is important. Amount would be at 20%, yeah, 8,000. Okay, because if you purchased it at a discounted price, we'll return also at a discounted price. 6th transaction. Sold goods to Parul of list price of 40,000 at 10% trade discount against check payment. So what will be the entry? Yes, now you guys keep on telling me the entry. First entry, Atrey, and then Ananya, and then Anushka, and then Arhan. Yes. Atrey, what will be the first entry? Would you try? Please start preparing. Saturday you have a test. Okay, Saparnika, would you tell me the entry? 6th one.
Yes, ma'am. Bank account to sales account, 36,000 and 36,000.
Correct. Bank account debit to sales account because the payment is through check, and there's a trade discount of 10%. So it'll be 36,000, which is basically 40,000 minus 10%, which is 4,000. So it'll be 36,000. Okay, next one. Vidita, would you try?
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you come to the classes? Offline?
Sold goods to Aman of list price of 30,000 at 10% trade discount against cash. So, ma'am, it will be against cash account debit to sales account.
Perfect. And the amount?
Amount, ma'am, just a second. 30,000, 18,000.
30,000 minus which same? We're doing the 7th part, right? Minus
Yes, ma'am.
357, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kavya, what happened? Overslept or forgot? Yes, Kavya, what happened? We did some important questions today. Okay, moving on. We're doing question number 22 of T.S. Grewal, new books. Now moving on to transaction number 8. Yes, whose turn was it? Okay, Rehan, would you try?
It's my mate, right?
Hmm.
Pawan account debit 18,000 to sales account 18,000.
Good. So that is Pawan account debit. It is a credit transaction to sales account, and the amount would be 18,000 and 18,000. That is 20,000 minus 10% trade discount, which is not shown in the books. So moving on to the 9th transaction. Navya,
Yes, ma'am. Sold goods to Yamini for of list price 25,000 for 23,000. Yamini account debit 23,000 to sales account 23,000.
correct. So this is the trade discount they're talking about because relating it with the list price, and first we give the trade discount only. So credit transaction. 10th one. Suprati. This is important. Okay. Bhupesh to sales. Okay. But what is the amount? Bhupesh account debit to sales. Now this entry is simple. The amount calculation is important. So here we'll first have to add the profit margin. Okay. So the cost price is 10,000. And then we are adding profit to it. So profit at the rate of 20% of cost price only. So it's easier for us to calculate. 20% of 10,000 is 2,000. So my selling price, or what you call as the list price or the selling price or the MRP or the invoice price is 12,000, whatever name is used in the question. That is why I keep on repeating all these terms. So it is 12,000. And usme se 10%, then 20% trade discount. Okay, so here one step increases. First, from the cost price, you try to calculate your list price and then trade discount and then cash discount, if any. So minus 1,200 makes it how much? 10,800. So with 10,800, you have to pass this entry. Okay, so please mark this important. This was a different kind of an entry. This one you have to mark. In this question, other entries are simpler. 11th entry, Priyanka. Okay, everybody, wait. Everybody read this transaction. Try to pass it using your pencils so that if there is any mistake, you can just erase it and write it again if you're so conscious about the neatness. Otherwise, you can always cancel it. Okay. Okay. Bank account debited to sales account and the amount. Amount is important. Bank to sales entry is the same one. Bank account debit to sales. This is very important. Okay. Now, I want you all to calculate the figures on your own, and then I'll tell you the figures so that you can understand it better, that where you are making the mistake. So, Kriti, we've done 21st. No. Not done from 14 to 22. Even this is not perfect. Yeah, what amount did you get? Everybody can calculate their own amounts and tell me the figures. Everybody please send on chat the amounts which you're calculating. Everybody please send me the amounts you're getting. You may be getting different answers. It should. That should. Then do it properly and show it to them. Show it to Priyanka too. Huh? Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to calculate. But yeah, many are giving the same answer. The other one. Yes, please. Send the answers.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you hear me? Ma'am, can you hear me?
Okay. Now see over here, bacho. All of you have not sent me the answers though. Okay. 56 250 is the answer. So here we are having the list price of, see, we purchased these goods. So our purchased or our cost price was how much? 50,000. We purchased these goods for selling it further. So my cost price is 50,000. To this, I add a profit margin,
Excuse me, ma'am.
profit at the rate of 25%.
Excuse
Okay.
me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
So profit at the rate of 25% of this comes out to be profit, 25% of it is 12,500. So that makes our list price or MRP or the invoice price or the selling price as 62,500, on which we have to give a discount, the trade discount at the rate of 10%. So that is 6250. And that makes the final sales figure at 56,207. Kitna aaya? 56,250. So it's 56,250 and 56,250. Okay. So mark this transaction, everyone. Moving to transaction, the last transaction of this question, 12th one. Aman returned goods. Okay, now let's go back to the this thing, transaction of Aman. But here they have given us the trade discount also, so we don't have to go back to that transaction. But yeah, Aman को sales हमने किस पे किया था? Credit पे किया था या cash पे? It was for cash. So here again, we'll have to make the return also at cash only. Okay, so it will be sales return account debit to cash. Okay, don't make it to Aman because we made the cash sales to him. So he'll also return cash to us. But here in narration, we will write sales return from Aman. And the amount would be 9,000. Come to question number 21 quickly. Now we'll go a bit faster. Okay, Kavya, the first transaction, 2024, April 1. Suresh paid in bank as capital. So it'll be bank account debit to capital. 60,000 and 60,000. April 1. And April 2. Navya,
Yes, ma'am. He bought goods and paid by check. So, ma'am, purchases account debit 24,000 to bank account 24,000, and the narration is being goods purchased against check.
yes. So now these transactions are very simple. April 3, Rehan.
April 3 sold goods to Mukund and Co. Delhi. So Mukund and Co. Account debit to sales account. And the amount would be 6,700.
Yeah, no cash discount, nothing. So it is 6,700, 6,700. Next one, Suparnika. April 4.
Ma'am, cash account debit to sales account debit
To
10,900.
sales account debit.
Oh,
To
sorry, to
sales,
sales account. Yeah,
10,900,
10,900.
10,900, correct. Kavishi, next one, April 5.
Paid sundry expenses in cash. So that will be miscellaneous account debit to cash account, and the amount is 10,900. The narration is being sundry
3,000,
expenses paid.
3,000, 3,000, okay?
Oh, sorry, ma'am, 3,000. That was the previous one.
Okay, so whenever you have these questions, even for accounting equation, use your rulers, Bacho. That is the trick to get the figures correct. Because many a times it is such a silly mistake and you feel so bad, you don't take the amounts, overlooking the amounts or, taking wrong amounts. You feel very bad then. Okay, so please, the trick is to use your ruler. As you keep on moving your ruler, keep on seeing the amounts so that you'll know which transaction is for what value. Okay, April 8 transaction, Vidita.
Yes, ma'am. Paid for office furniture and fittings by check. Ma'am, it will be furniture account debit to bank account 4,000.
Furniture and fitting account debit to bank account, perfectly okay. April 9, Suprati.
Purchases account debit 10,600 to donation bills account.
Okay, purchases account, it's a credit purchase. So purchases account debit to Ramesh and Row, 10,600. 10,600. Next one, Priyanka, April 11. Nine. Ramesh and Brothers account debit because it is a credit transaction. So it will be the reversal of the above transaction to purchases return account by the amount 1,500. 1,500. Okay, so be careful. That was not a cash transaction. So the reversal will also be accordingly, right? Now, next one. Atrey, is your mic working now? April 12th. Ananya?
Yes, ma'am. It will be issued check to Ramesh and Brothers in settlement, 8,500. Have to see the previous
Yeah,
transactions
we
to
have to
figure
see.
out.
So the amount was 10,600, which we had to pay. He
Minus
returned,
1,500.
see, this was the purchases. This was purchase return. So ultimately, I had to pay him 9,100.
9,100.
And against that, I'm making a payment of only 8,500. That means I'm getting a discount of 600. Okay, this is the cash discount received. This is the discount received. Okay, again, this is an important transaction. Market. Okay,
So
so
the
Ananya, the
entry
final
would
transaction would be, yes,
be,
please speak up.
Ramesh account debit 9,100 to bank account 8,500 to discount received account 600.
Very good. So the to bank account, we're making a payment of 8,500, and to discount received account is 600. Please don't use the short form, sir. I'm using it, but in exam you don't use. Abhi chale. April 12th, the second one. Yes, Ashmit, Arhan, and Atrey, please get your mic prepared. Ashmit, please speak out the next transaction. April 12th and April 20th are related. Okay, see the transaction, bachon. April 12th, the entry would be goods destroyed by fire. So it will be goods destroyed by fire account debit. Destroyed by fire to purchases. Purchases will be credited with amount 5,000. And then insurance company paid claim. So the B entry would be B में भी आपको 1 or 2 पहले insurance company को claim देना पड़ेगा and then they'll pay. Okay. Or you can put it directly. Cash account debit or bank account debit rather. Right, Navya? So insurance company के लिए we're passing the entry through bank account. So bank account debit. P&L account debit, which is our own loss, to destruction, goods destroyed by fire or lost by fire. You can just put the name as lost by fire, but rather than this, we can put the name of the account as, but yeah, whatever name account you're using in first transaction, the same you have to use in the second transaction also. So if you're using lost by fire account debit to purchases, then same we'll use over here to lost by fire. So that's 5,000. What claim we are receiving, and the other amount will be our pure loss. So this is received from the insurance company, and this is our loss.
So, ma'am, we'll write.
In
So,
narration,
what will we
we'll
write for the April
specify.
20th one then, if we have
Yeah.
written 5,000 here?
Yeah.
Ma'am, what will we write for the April 20th transaction if we have written that bank account 4,000 on April 12th itself?
April 20th we're talking about. No? This is April 12th and this is April 20th.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
So it'll be bank account debit. Okay. Being 4,000 claim received from insurance company against loss by fire. So in the narration, we have to mention, because here they're not talking about the acceptance of the claim, but they're talking about the receipt of the claim being received. Had we, had the insurance company only accepted it, then we would have passed the entries, insurance company debit 4,000, P&L account debit 1,000 to loss back, because they paid, no? So we are directly debiting back. This is again important. This kind of entry will definitely be asked in your exams, Bachu. Okay,
So, ma'am,
for
we are
sure.
combining the 4 entries that we wrote. We are combining them into 2
Yes,
entries.
yes. Yeah, because this is happening. They have not specified the date of acceptance of the claim. Directly, they're talking about insurance company paying the claim.
So ma'am, we'll
And the
not write
day
the
the
entry
claim
of-
is accepted, that day itself we come to know that how much is our own loss. So that day itself we can debit PNL. And then
Yes.
the amount is received later. So in the first stage, we debit loss by fire. In the second stage, we debit the insurance company and P&L account for the remaining loss. And in the third company, we receive the claim from the company. So here the second entry is gone because they
Yes.
directly talked about them. That means the acceptance and the payment of the claim has been done simultaneously now.
Yes, ma'am. So only 2 entries, not the entry for the transferring the
Yes,
claim
yes.
to insurance.
Coming to April 30th. So today, Atrey and Arhan and Ashmit have not given me any answers, reason being, and even Kavya. And so please next time make sure that you're prepared, and Saturday in any case we have the test. Okay. Now moving on to Anushka. Anushka, is your mic working? April 30th transaction, would you tell me? Anushka also added to that list. Okay, Priyanka. Interest account debit to bank account. Interest account debit, because this is an expense. Bank is charging interest. So interest account debit to bank account. We have to keep the name same. If they're charging interest, if they're charging bank charges, if they're charging anything else, commission, we'll keep the name of the account same as given in the question as far as possible. Being interest charged by bank. Bank gives also the interest, bank charges also the interest. April 30th again. Next one, Supriti. Very good. So loan from Riddhi account debit. Ulta, Divya, we are borrowing, so we are getting cash. So it'll be cash account debit. I was so confident about Supriti's entry. Okay, cash account debit to loan from Riddhi account. See, a loan from Riddhi account is a liability. Yeah, we have taken a loan, so it becomes our liability. Liabilities are credited. And because we're taking the loan, so we are getting the cash. Okay, so cash comes into the business, we will debit cash. Okay, again, this entry is important. Please mark the important entries and maybe write it in the book itself, the important ones. And April 30th again. Yes, Ananya.
Yes, ma'am. It's received from Mukund and Company on account 3,000 rupees. Ma'am, from the previous transaction, we know he's our debtor, so it will be cash account debit 3,000 to Mukundan company account 3,000.
Okay. So वैसे भी on account है, that means it is generally we are not giving any discount. Okay, so we don't have to check the balance also. Okay, if only the word settlement is written, then the problem is there. April 30th. Yes, Tavishi.
Yes, ma'am. Sold household furniture and pay the amount into business. So this would be cash account debit 10,000 to and would it be, it won't be sales account, right? Because household furniture is not the is not the goods.
Cash account
So
to capital, simple entry. You don't have to think from where he is bringing the amount. What is it? What is it? Sales or furniture? Capital. Whatever the source of the capital, we are least bothered, we are least interested from where the proprietor is putting the money into the business. And similarly, we are least bothered by is he withdrawing the money for what purpose. It is drawings if he's withdrawing money. If it is capital if he's putting the money into the business. That's it. What is the source behind it? Jewelry sold, furniture sold, his personal house sold, whatever he did, he sold his kidney, whatever. We are not bothered. Okay, we are bothered. The money invested into the business is capital. That's it. Okay, Tavishi? Right? So the question of the sales and that does not arise only because it is capital, whatever he is selling and however he is putting the money into the business. Right? So we'll just continue with that. Okay, next one. Hello. Hello. So the next one is April 30th again. Rehan.
Yes, ma'am. April 30th, sold goods costing 5,000 to Anitra for cash at a profit of 20% on cost, less 20% on trade discount. And so the entry would be cash account debit to sales account, and the amount would be 6,800.
Okay, you've calculated already. That's good. We'll calculate profit at the rate of 20%. We have to add first on cost. So it will be 5,000 ka 20%, 1,000. So the list price or the MRP comes, or the selling price comes out to be 6,000, and then 20% trade discount. So it will be minus 1,200. So that comes out to be 4,800. You told 4,800 only? Yes, Rehan?
I made a mistake over there. It should be 4,800.
Okay, so it'll be 4,800. And we'll have the entry as, just put it down for yourself. Hello. My class is going on. I'll just call you back. So we have the entry of the sales, and these are the entry made for cash. So cash account debit to sales, and the amount will be 4,800. Okay, so these are the type of questions we've already done, Rehan, right? So don't make mistakes in these. Then April 30th, the last entry. Okay, I'll make that entry on the next page. Have you all taken down the working note also? You will have to show the calculations, Bacho, on the side. April 30th. The last entry, sold goods costing 20,000 to Sudhir at a profit of 20% of the sales. Now see, the cost price is that this one is important. This one is the most important question. Most important. Okay, others were important. This one is most important. Now see, Bacho, cost price is how much? 20,000. Okay. We are selling it to Sunil at a profit of 20% on sales value. Now I have to add a profit. Profit is first added and then the trade discount will be given, right? So add. Now profit is 20% on sales price. Now I don't have the sales price, no. What do I do then? How do I get my profit margin? Profit percentage is 20% of the selling price, but I don't have the selling price. Only when I add this profit, then I get the selling price. So I have told you that if it is 20% on the sales price, this is same as saying it is 25% on cost price. Right? Otherwise, also with the X, you can calculate it. Right? So 25% of this figure we'll have to take. So we have changed the percentage only. So that is here you have to be careful whether the profit percentage is given on cost or sales. So 1/4 of that would be how much? 5,000. So the selling price comes out to be your selling price, or what you call as the list price or the invoice price or the MRP is 25,000. Now on this, we are giving a trade discount 20%. So minus trade discount at the rate of 20% of this figure. So that is 5,000. Okay, so this final amount comes out to be 20,000. And then there is cartage ka payment also we've done. So the entry would be Sunil account debit to sales account to cash account, and the amount would be 150. We have to pay for cartage, but it is to be charged from the customer. So, and the sales is 20,000. So the amount would be 20,150. So being sales made to Sunil, cartage paid, chargeable from Sunil. This cash is basically the cartage. But since we are recovering it from the customer only, so I've increased the debit balance of the customer. So this was the really good entry. Okay.
Ma'am, can you show the April 30th transaction for borrowed from Riddhi?
Second last?
Ma'am, the fifth last, borrowed from Riddhi one at 10% per annum interest.
Okay. Okay, borrowed from Riddhi. This one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, done.
Then moving to question number 20 quickly. Now we'll increase our speed a little bit, Bacho. Question number 20. Jan 1. Okay, try to pass the entries, Bacho. Quickly try to pass the entries. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Okay, try to pass it yourself and then I'll discuss. Okay, now just see. First one would be the normal entry, cash to capital. Okay. Second one, Jan 2. Jan 2 would be purchases to cash. Purchases account debit to cash. Jan 5 would be purchases account debit to Mohan because it's a credit transaction. So purchases account debit to Mohan. Jan 7, opened a bank account with Bank of India. So it will be Bank of India account debit. Or you can just write Bank of India in bracket to cash. Bank, it's a contra entry. The Jan 7th entry. Jan 10th, furniture account debit to cash. Furniture to cash. Keep on checking your entries, Bachu. Jan 15 is cash to sales. Jan 20th is sold goods to Ram. List price is 1,25,000. This is the list price. And on this, we are giving 20% trade discount. So that happens to be 25,000. So the net sales is 1 lakh. Then only 40% is paid by check. So we'll bifurcate it into 40% and 60%. So 40,000 is what is eligible for cash discount. 60,000 is not eligible for cash discount. And for 60,000, Ram becomes our debtor. Okay. And remaining 40,000, may say, there's a discount of 2%, which is equal to 8,000. So we are making a pay 800, sorry, 800. So we're making a payment of 39,200. So the final entry would be cash account debit. It is through check. Okay, so bank account debit 39,200. Discount allowed account debit 800. And also Ram will become our debtor. So Ram account debit with 60,000 to sales account 1 lakh. This is again an
Ma'am,
important
there's I
entry.
think also 2% cash discount.
Yeah, so we have given 2% cash discount now. This 2% 800. Right?
So the cash discount is only on the 40% payment.
Yes. So that is why we have bifurcated this into 40% and 60% at this stage. For the remaining amount, we've made Rama debtor, and 40%, which he's paying right now, is eligible for cash discount, on which we have given him cash discount at the rate of 2%, right? So Jan 20 wali important mark kar lo entry. This kind of entry is important. Others was very simple. Moving on to Jan 25. Cash to sales, simple one. Jan 27. Paid to Mohan account. So it is Mohan to cash. And Jan 28 is Ram return goods of sales value. So it will be sales return debit to Ram and 5,000 and 5,000. Jan 31. Jan 31, we can, we can debit the two accounts. So it will be salaries account debit, we can club it. Petty cashier account debit or petty cash account debit. What is petty cash? I'll just tell you. To cash. Okay. Now why we have clubbed these entries? See what happens. One is the main cashier. One is the main cashier of the business who has all the cash with him. And another one is the petty cashier. Petty cashier is maintaining, is giving payments, or he can make payments of small amounts. Okay, like very small. Every time you don't go to the main cashier for the payments. So petty cashier is given some amount by the main cashier on a weekly basis or a fortnightly basis, and then he can make those miscellaneous expenses. Okay, so this entry is again a different entry which you have not learned. Of course, in cash book, we are going to talk about this entry again. So this is how we are going to pass this entry. Quickly copy it down. I'm moving to the next entry. So the next one is Jan 31. So reject and return 5%. Yes.
Ma'am, can you please show the previous one once again, the Jan 31?
Now for Jan 31, you'll have to, the last entry, you'll have to go to the Mohan ka entry. So Mohan was 60,000. So 5%, 60,000 now, 5% of that would be 3,000. So 3,000, say the last entry would be done. So the last entry of Jan 31 would be Mohan to purchase return. To purchase return by the amount of, how much did I say? 3,000. 3,000. 5% of the goods supplied by Mohan. And he had supplied 60,000.
Can you please explain the second last entry once again, the paid to petty cashier one?
So petty cashier, for the cash is given to the petty cashier for petty expenses, some miscellaneous expenses. Okay, so his petty cashes will increase and the cash will decrease. The main cashier is giving the money to the petty cashier. We're going to talk about this entry further in the cash book chapter.
So the salaries account is not to be included in this. Now the salaries account debit is not included in this one.
I have added no salaries and this to cash. So I've just clubbed these two entries. You can pass it separately. Pass it separately. Salary to cash, petty cash to cash.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now come to this entry, Jan 19, please. Jan 19, question number 19. Okay, come to question number 19. I'm just speaking out these entries. Please note them down. Started business with cash. Okay, the simpler ones which you know, don't have to write, you know them. Okay, cash to capital. June 2, deposit check from savings account in the firm's account. Okay, this is important. This is additional capital. Okay, this entry you were asking Priyanka that day. So it will be bank to capital. Okay, this entry is important. Bank to capital. We've done Jan 20th, the last entry we've done, no? Mohan or Rehan, we have done this entry, look. Okay, Rehan?
Yes, right.
Okay, so this is bank to capital. This is, you see, the savings account is your personal account. Okay, personal account. And your current account is the bank account, the business account. Current account is the business account. Clear? Okay. Then this is June 2. Receive check from Rama's loan. So that will be bank account debit to loan from Ram account. Bank account debit to loan from Ram account. Purchase goods for cash. Purchases account debit to cash. Sold goods to Messrs. Hari Sales Delhi. Messrs. Hari Sales Delhi account debit to sales. June 13th. Paid to Ramavatar by check advance for machine. So this entry would be advance for machine account debits. Take down this entry to bank. Okay, because as of now, we have not received the machinery. We have just made the advance payment. So June 13th entry is important. Advance for machinery account debit to bank, 40,000 and 40,000. Received from Messrs. Hari Sales. So this is simple entry. Cash account debit to Hari and sales account. Bought furniture from SR Furniture against check payment. Furniture account debit to bank account. Paid rent by check. Rent account debit to bank account. June 27th, sold the personal car and invested the amount in business. Tavishi, what will be the entry? June 27th, Tavishi?
Ma'am, paid rent by check. It will be
No. Sold a personal car and invested the amount in business.
oh sorry, ma'am. I'm actually writing the previous one, so I was okay. Ma'am, sold the car, right? Ma'am, it's that one only, right? The sold the car, sold the personal car. Okay. Okay. So this is capital account debit to
Cash to capital. Okay, it will be
okay.
cash to capital. Your capital
Right.
is increasing, so capital will be credited.
Ma'am,
It is
I keep getting
additional capital.
confused
Yes.
with the cash and capital when it's talking about items. So I practice.
Yeah, Tavishi?
Yes.
Clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Paid life insurance premium for employees, Sukriti. We have missed an entry. Okay, goods were not insured. Okay, so there two entries will be passed. Loss by fire debit to purchases. And B entry would be P&L account debit to loss by fire. Two entries would be passed. Navya, do you agree? Navya always has a problem in this entry. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
done? Okay. Then, yes, June 30th entry, Sukriti. Very good. So it will be insurance premium account debit to cash. Now, if had it been insurance premium of owner, Then it would have been drawings. Okay, but it is insurance premium of employees. So it will be insurance premium. It is a business expense only. Okay, to cash or to bank. Okay, and then 5,000. Had it been, again, I'm repeating, had it been life insurance premium of owner, then it would have been drawings would have been debited. Okay, bachon. Then last paid salary to cash. Okay. Coming to question number 18, quickly, please.
I actually have another class, so I can't stay.
Just 2 minutes. You have offline class or online?
Ma'am, I have an online meeting.
Okay, we'll take 5 minutes more, please. Okay.
Ma'am, I will have to leave. I have to go at my coaching.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'll just extend the class a little bit today. Okay, because I just want to quickly finish only the important ones. I'm telling the entries. Okay, question number 18, bachon, come to Jan 4th, second entry. Jan 4th, there are 2 entries. Paid advance for purchase of HP printers. So the entry would be advance for HP printers debit to cash. Purchase calculator, calculator to cash. Purchase computer by check, computer to bank. Paid mobile bill and internet office will be mobile expenses, internet expenses account debit to cash. Yeah, 5,000. The amount would be 5,000. Printer is worth 15,000, but as of now, we're making the payment of 5,000 only. Yeah, that is important, bacho. The amount, which is in the outer column. Okay. Jan 31, the last entry would be drawings debit to cash. Question number 16. First entry, Muskan started business with cash, stock and building. So it will be cash debit, stock debit, building debit to capital. Yeah. Construction of power backroom. It will be your office building account debit to cash. Paid insurance premium. Yeah, C1 is again important. Insurance premium for stock and sales. So drawings account debit, sales wala will be drawings account. Okay, 7,000. And the second one would be insurance premium debit. 15,000 to cash or to bank to cash 22,000. Then next one. Now next one, D, Navya. Goods destroyed by fire, insurance claim lodged. That means we don't have to pass the second entry.
Yes, ma'am. So it will be
Because
insurance.
as of
company
now, we
debited.
don't know how much the insurance company is going to accept and pay. So we cannot, we'll have to pass only one entry only for D. Loss by fire to purchases 80,000, 80,000. Because more than that, no information is given. So I cannot pass. I cannot even take it on my own that my whole P&L account will be debited. No. Because we have just lodged the claim. They have not even given the amount for how much claim we have lodged and how much is accepted and how much is paid. Nothing. Okay, so only one entry. So you can see that in various situations, we'll have to change the number of entries according to the question. Right? There is no hard and fast. Commission received 20. Yeah, this is important. E1 is very important. I'll do it on the next sheet. Please mark it. Question number 16. Entry E. Commission received 25,000, 20% being received in advance. Okay, so the entry would be cash account debit, 25,000 to commission and to unearned commission. So which is my income? This is my revenue. Revenue is credited, fine. And the advance income, which we have received, becomes a liability for us. And the liabilities are credited. So 80% will go here, and 20%, 5,000 will go here, and 20,000 will be credited as revenue. Very important transaction. Clear, Priyanka? Is it clear to all? Then insurance company paid 80% full and final. Now see, this with reference to D, now in the F, we can pass the entry. 80% they're paying as full and final settlement. So the entry would be bank account debit, P&L account debit. Now I can pass it to loss by file. This will be 20%, this will be 80%. So 16,000 and the remaining 64,000. G1 is again very important. Salaries paid and due. So it'll be salaries account debit to cash to outstanding salaries. So due figure will go here. Paid figure will go here. Sorry, paid figure is how much? Yeah, 48,000. And the total salaries figure will be 70,000.
So, ma'am, we can pass this in two entries as well, like one for the outstanding salaries and one for the paid salaries.
Yes. You can pass it as two entries. Okay, if you pass it this way, it is a compound journal entry. Otherwise, you can pay salaries to cash 48,000, 48,000, salaries to outstanding salaries 22,000, 22. Of course, you can pass it as two salaries or you can clump them up. Even sometimes, different dates given, if we can clump the entries, we try to clump those. Okay, if you want to pass it separately, it's fine, perfectly okay, no issues. But yeah, this is important. Then depreciation. So depreciation account debit to building account. %10 per annum. So how much was our building amount? 25. But then we'll have to take it on 26 lakhs. 25 lakh plus 1 lakh. 26 lakh, because bar back room will also be added to this. And then uska 10%. So 2,60,000. Fifteenth का G is again very important. Please mark it important. ये तो पक्का आएगा. Most important. Easy but very, very important. This entry will be there in your exams, but okay. Okay, Ananya. Paid rent 15,000. 2/3 of the premises is occupied for own use. So 2/3 would be drawings and 1/3 would be rent. Okay, so it'll be rent account debit, drawings account debit to cash 15,000. 5,000 is the office rent. Remaining 10,000 is his personal residence. Okay, very important. Okay, Ananya, please keep on marking the important entries and let Tavishi also know. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sending her.
Just 2-3 minutes. Sure. Fourteenth का C entry. Yes, what entry will be passed, Sukriti? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So we are not going to pass any entry, but we'll have to write no entry. And the reason, because it's a personal transaction, personal account involved, personal investment. So what the business got to do with it, right? G1. Question number 14, ka G is again important. Please see 14th G entry. I'm removing this question 14, G entry. What's 15,000 were used to make furniture and wages paid. So it'll be no furniture to purchases to cash. Okay, this is wages. This is goods used for our own furniture. 15,000, 5,000. This is personally my favorite entry, which I give in the test. Okay. Yes, because any expense for construction of an asset will be added to the cost of the asset only till it is put to use. Okay, this is my favorite entry. H वाला entry अभी छोड़ देना. I is again additional capital, cash to capital, sorry, bank to capital. Others we have done these kind of entries, so you'll be able to do it. Okay, so start doing your illustrations. Question 15G, which was 15G, where 15G was which one? 15G. Okay, so we paid rent, no? 2/3 was for personal residence. So personal residence के लिए जो pay कर रहे हैं, that is drawings. Okay, and so remaining 1/3 we are paying for office purpose, no? Office rent. So that is the rent will be debited. Okay, and what you are paying for personal, the drawings account will be debited. So if you're paying a total rent of 15,000, 10,000 out of it is for personal residence. So 10,000 will be debited in the name of drawings and remaining 5,000 will be debited in the name of rent, right? So here I'll wind up the class. Test on Saturday. Okay, prepare well. All the best. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.